How's it going, everybody? Today we are jumping back in Road to Vostok and we are going to take a look at the upcoming Nomads update. Earlier today we got a bit more information about it and we are going to go through it and we are going to see what awaits us in this future update. Now the estimated release date is Q3 of this year, and Q3 covers the months of July, August and September, so if all goes well in the next 3 months we should see the Nomads added to the video game. But speaking of the Nomads, they will be a friendly faction by default and we are going to be able to encounter them in different scenarios. We can find them sitting by a campfire, we can encounter them whilst they are fighting the bandits, and if we help them out and become friends, we can even allow them to visit us in our shelter. Now the Nomads will also have a boss and he will be able to give us certain tasks, and we can even ask a Nomad to follow us to a specific map and act as our backup. But as I have mentioned, the Nomads will be friendly by default, but if we act hostile towards them, our reputation with them will go down and they will turn hostile as well. But it says here that we can stabilize our reputation over time and become friends once again. And it looks like work towards this build is going according to plans, and the first set of Nomad characters have been made and they are ready to be rigged for the animations and upcoming new NPC systems. And when it comes to these new NPC systems, it looks like NPCs will be improved overall. They are going to perform different tasks like reloading, looting, sleeping. They will patrol together in larger groups as well. And on top of the NPC improvements and the Nomads, the build to update will also introduce a bunch of new content, including a new trader called the Driver. Now the Driver will be the first dynamic trader, which means that he doesn't belong to a specific map and he will switch in between different locations at random. Now the Driver will have a standard set of 10 tasks, and once the trader services are added later on in build 4, we will also be able to use the Driver for certain logistic and transportation services. So initially he will act just like the other traders. We can sell loot and buy loot from him and then complete quests as well, but then later on he will also provide different services like transportation, and I'm kind of wondering if he will act like fast travel. Maybe we are going to be able to ask him to drive us to a certain map because his base of operations will be a bus, and I'm guessing that we will be able to use the bus to travel in between maps. Now the build to update will include a lot of other things as well besides the Nomads. We are going to have a new map and a new shelter. There's going to be a new crossing point with new mechanics alternative to the mines. Now I'm not exactly sure what this means. Is the new map going to be something like the minefield map, like a crossing point? Or is the minefield going to be reworked and instead of mines we are going to have something else? Personally, I'm not exactly sure. We're gonna have to kind of wait and see on this one. Now the update will also add 2 or 3 new weapons, 10-15 new items, especially clothing and crafting related items, 5-10 new crafting recipes. The character preview feature will return as well, so we are going to be able to see what our character is wearing when we open our inventory. This was a thing in the past when the demo was available, but I think it was removed when the game was released in early access, and it looks like the build 2 update is going to bring that back. New radio tracks and audio additions like more voice lines will be added as well, and a lot of bug fixes. And earlier I've mentioned the build 4 update, and it seems like plans are already being made for this update as well. And it says here, even though it might seem a bit weird on why I'm already focusing on build 4, but in game development some major overhauls require a lot of preparation, and this is definitely one of those. When it comes to build 4, the main focus is weapon overhaul, which I'm desperately waiting on since all the current weapons in the game are placeholders and not custom made for the video game. So build 4 will introduce custom made weapons, and we are also going to be able to upgrade our weapons in this build 4 update. We will have mod kits that will allow us to modify our weapons, and then certain traders will also be able to help us with modifying weapons. And naturally upgraded weapons will have better stats and will look different as well. For example, the AKS here, on top we have the base version of the weapon, and then on the bottom we have a modded version with a different different stock, a different grip, different muzzle. So the build 2 update will focus on the nomads and on NPC improvements, and then build 4 will focus on weapons. As for build 3, I'm not exactly sure what that's going to focus on, but we're definitely going to find out sooner or later here. There is also a tiny bit of information on build 8, but that's gonna come, a lot later. And from what I understand, that's going to kind of focus on lore related content, and it will be linked to certain communication devices. And one of those devices is going to be this kind of handheld radio here. And when it comes to this device right here, it says that it is going to be linked to like an end game event, and we are going to be able to press that big red button on top, and that's going to activate a pretty cool cinematic. And it says here, my goal is to make this cinematic one of the most memorable cinematics in video game history, which is a pretty ambitious goal. But since now resources are not a limiting factor, I see no reason why to be modest about this. So as you can see, build 8 is going to focus on, kind of endgame stuff. So build 2 is going to be NPCs, build 3 we don't really know, build 4 is going to be weapons, and then we don't know anything about, 5, 6, and 7, but 8 is going to focus on endgame stuff. Now before this build to update, a small patch was planned as well, patch 0.1.2, but it says here that since all the preparation for the upcoming builds is extremely crucial, that patch is currently waiting for a suitable moment. Suitable moment in this case means that if I would release the patch now, it would break a lot of existing mods and create new bugs and crashes, and it would remove me from handling the ongoing topics related to build 2, and could also hurt the milestones and timelines that are in the official roadmap. So personally, I'm thinking that either this patch will come later on or it will be integrated in build 2. And there we have it. I think that this is all the information that we have right now about all of these upcoming builds. Of course, we are going to learn more and more about them as the release date approaches. The Nomad update or the Nomad build will be the first one to come, and it does look to be really interesting. Having a friendly faction roaming around will definitely change things up, and I'm really interested to see how the driver trader will act as well. I really want to know if he can take us in between maps with his boss. And then of course, having the option to fully upgrade or customize, modify our weapons will be great as well. And as we have learned, that option will be added with build 4 of the video game. And then I'm guessing that build 3 will add some interesting stuff as well. All in all, we have a lot to look forward to, a lot of interesting additions and improvements. But there we have it. I think that we are going to stop here for today. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out this video. I hope you have enjoyed. In case you did, be sure to drop some stuff and things down below. Make sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.